Hey, shalom brothers, shalom sisters, Bishop Nathaniel here. That's right, you know what day it is. It's Shout Out Tuesday. It is Shout Out Tuesday, and I pray you brothers and sisters join me every Tuesday afternoon on IUIC Events channel, where I will be reading your kind and inspirational letters, also thanking you for your kind donations, and also covering very important biblical information for the mental well-being of our 12 tribes. That's right, 12 tribes worldwide. So hope to see you then every Tuesday afternoon on IUIC Events. Shalom.
They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. Coming with a vengeance. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. They screaming peace, it ain't no peace. We prophesying in the streets. We seeking peace in the streets of Babylon. Brandishing Glock 40s, tucking heat like a carry-on. Sinning against the fathers, got us sleeping, I napping on. Christ the King revealed, this aerial phenomenon. Kicking against the bricks, lose your soul when that fire come. We purify better than gold, got my Bible on. And that's all that I know, when Babylon gon' fall, watch it blow, ayy. Switching it up, the nation's gon' drink it, I'm talking the cup. Don't care what you thinking, believe in the gospel. A God is thinking, the fires of heaven gon' gather for dinner. To eat up the flesh, the wicked, the sinner. Your mama, your sister, your daddy, your cousin. If they issue, if they mind, they don't repent.
What is it? Just tell me, what do you see right here?
Slavery.
You see slavery, right?
Right.
Who is that? What kind of people is it? Is this white people? Is it Chinese people? Arab people? Who? What people is it? Black people, right? So this right here, we showing our history according to the Bible, who we are. Now look on this sign over here. I want you to look at this sign right up over here. The last sign. Watch yourself, watch yourself. Last sign right here. Well, now, which name, what race do you identify yourself as? Well, right here, Judah. So all praise you, that church, you the head tribe. Head tribe. Now, what my brother was just bringing out. So my brother, what we just showed you right now, you identify as an Israelite.
That's
from
right.
the tribe of Judah. Do you know what Israel means according to the Bible? Let's get there real quick. Let's show the brother what Israel means according to the Bible. Read that.
Bring it out.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
Now this is what the angel is saying to Jacob. He said, your name, Jacob, should be no more Jacob, read.
But Israel.
But who?
Israel.
Now he said, but Israel. Now we're going to show you what the name Israel really means. Read.
For as a prince has thou power with God.
For what?
A prince has thou power with God.
Tell me, what is a prince?
Prince is son of a king, right?
Son of a king, right? Correct. Now watch this. Hold it. Go to Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22.
Bring it up.
It says son of a king. So that means Israel, he's a prince. Meaning he has rule. He's rich in some form, right? So guess what? Let's see what how God feels really about Israel. Read.
Bring it out. Exodus chapter 4, verse 22.
Bring it up.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son.
What did God say?
Israel is my son.
So God said Israel is my son. He's a prince. He's a king.
Right.
So that's what God is saying to you right now. We just revealed to you. You are a king. You are a prince upon this earth. So this is the same thing we come out here to teach our people. Show them that who we really are according to the Bible. Now, I'm going to go into our history. I just show you who you are according to the Bible. Now I'm going to show you our history. Now, give me Deuteronomy chapter, hold there. Give me Romans chapter 8, verse 16 first. Romans chapter 8, verse 16. Let me ask you. How do our conditions in our neighborhood look? Bad, right? How does it feel? Feels even worse because we live in it daily, right?
Right.
Every single day we go through the same things. There's a shooting, killing, prostitution, drugs, all this going on every single day.
Right.
And it's bad, right? Would you agree? Okay. Read that real quick.
Romans chapter 8 verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit.
So he said the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit, meaning what? The words of this Bible is going to bear witness to what we go through, the conditions that we go through. And the Bible is going to show you that our history, the things that we're going through, is listed in the Bible. It's prophecy of the Bible. Read it again.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
Now, who are the children of God? Israel, correct.
That's right.
You are. He is. He is. We all are.
Right.
And that's why we come out here to teach our people. Now, give me Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. Give verse 1 first. Because we talked about prince. Israel is a prince, right? How does a prince live? He live good, right? He's lovely. Like, he ain't got to worry about nothing. Whatever he want, he gets it, right? So read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God is saying to Israel, the prince and princess saying, if you shall hearken to me, what's going to happen?
To observe and to do all his commandments.
So your father, my bad. Now your father, your mother, they have rules that you have to go by in the house, right? They said, if you do anything I asked you to do, I'm going to give it to you.
Right.
Sometimes if you're doing anything, they just give it. You don't have to even ask for it, they just give it to you. But if you want anything, they won't mind giving it to you. Why? Because you listen to them. You follow instructions. So this is what God is saying to Israel. Read again.
And it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God said he was going to put his chosen people, Israel, above all nations of the earth. So I asked you earlier, how do our conditions look? Looks bad, right? That's what you said, right? Are we living on high above all nations? So that means something had to happen to where we are in these bad conditions.
Right.
So verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now this is the flip side of it. God said, first I'm going to bless you if you do listen to me. But he said if you do not listen to me or hearken to me to follow my instructions, what's going to happen? You read that last part?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now what is a curse? What's a curse? It's a bad thing, right? So let's read one of the curses. Read on.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So God said, curse shall we be in the city. Now, you see what's going on in cities right now, right? You see, what is this right here?
No.
This is back then. This is our history. What is this right here? Cotton field, right? Sun up to sun down. That's facts, right? That's proven facts, right? That we is up in the cotton field. Our mother, our father, our sons, our daughters, they was in a cotton field. If you was able to walk and drag a bag, guess what? You was able to pick cotton.
Right.
So now what else is going on right here? What's going on right here? Look how this is why we got the pictures out here. Step up right here, so. Come back, so I can see. What's going on? Look at the images. What's going on? Just tell me what you see. You see what? A mother and a daughter is being sold off. You see the men being tied up, right? The women, the baby right here, alligator bait. Usually that was just brought out a few years ago. Right. Some of our people didn't know that about alligator bait. Our sons and our daughters being given to the alligator so the white man can capture the alligator and make shoes and clothing out the animal. Right? You see that, right? We've been beaten, right? You see that? All this, even this right here. We brought this out, and I'm about to get it just in a second. This is what? Slave ship, right? Let's get there real quick. Put that down for me. Stand back.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You see that? God said he's going to bring Israel into slavery again with what? With what? With ships, right? Cargo slave ships. So how did we get from Africa to America? Let me ask you. How did we get from Africa to America? Slave ships, right?
Right.
It wasn't a cruise ship, was it? It wasn't. We didn't fly over here by plane, did we? We wasn't comfortable, right? So this wasn't comfortable. God said this is going to be a curse, right? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So what God did for us, he as a people, he gave us what? Our own land. Us black people, we don't have land of our own, do we?
Right.
So God said, wait, he was going to take us from Egypt. Now our homeland, let me show you what our homeland is. Let's show you what the motherland is. What do our people say the motherland is? Africa, right? But we're in Africa. All right, we're going to show you.
Galatians chapter 4 verse 26. But Jerusalem, which above is free, which is the mother of us all.
Come on. Oh, okay, all praise, all praise. So it said Jerusalem, which is above is free, is the mother of us all. So that's where the first man was formed.
Right.
First man, a so-called black man, he'd be a black man.
Right.
Because he was formed what? As the dirt of the ground.
Right.
He looked just like us, he looked just like you.
Right.
So God is showing us that we was going to be taken from our homeland and being brought up over here on slave ships. Why? Because we refused to listen to him.
Right.
So he said, curse it, read verse 16 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring...
Verse 60, I'm sorry.
68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So with ships, Isaiah 22 and 16. Let's get there real quick. So let's see one of the conditions we went through while we was on the slave ship. Let's see what happened to us. Isaiah 22 and verse 16.
Bring it out. Isaiah chapter 22 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Verse 17. Behold, the Lord will carry thee away with a mighty captivity.
So he said he gonna do what?
Carry thee away with a mighty captivity.
So we was gonna be carried away in numbers. Not just one, two, no, hundreds, thousands, millions of our people being taken from Africa and shipped over here to be what? Sold off as slaves, right? So let's read on.
And will surely cover thee. He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball in a large country.
So as a ball, when a ball is tossed, right? How does it feel? Like, let me ask you, when you're on the trampoline, right? Of course it feels fun because you're bouncing up and down, but what if there's wood? You're bouncing up and down on wood, right? Hitting the ceiling, right? How would that feel? It won't feel too good, right? And guess what? You have chains upon you.
Right.
That's what happened to us. We was chained down, naked. Some of us have blood running down us. The sister had their menstrual cycles, right?
Right.
The defecation, all that. Wherever it was going on, wherever it was in us, and we let it out, guess what? It flowed down and get on our brothers and sisters.
Right.
Right.
It took years. It took us a year just to get from about there to over here. That was a long travel back then. Not like not like today where we can fly and be over there in hours. No, it took a year for us to get from Africa to America.
Right.
So during that time, this is some of the one of the things that will happen to us. Read on.
There shalt thou die, and there shall the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house.
So God just revealed to us that here is where we're going to die. Die is what? We're going to lose our nationality. Right. We're going to lose our customs, our laws, because we had our own land. Right. We had all those things that was good to a prince, and God took all their way. Hold up, Psalm chapter 82 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
God's going to take all their way from us. Why? Because we refuse to follow his laws. And I'm going to get a commandment for you just a second. Read that.
Psalm chapter 82 verse 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So, a king, a prince, there are gods upon the earth. There are rulers.
Right.
So God said the same thing to us. But God said what?
I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men.
So God said we're going to die like men. Because are you able to kill a god? You're not able to kill a god. But God said if you turn against me, guess what? You're going to die like men. I'm going to put you now on slave ships where you're going to come up over here in slavery. So now, no, let's get more. Hold on, give me 1 Kings chapter 8 verse, 46, 47.
Bring it out.
So now God is telling us that we have to get back right with him. So how do we get right with God? Follow the what? Follow his commandments. You're completely right. Let's read that real quick.
1 Kings chapter 8 verse 46. If they sin against thee, For there is no man that sinneth not.
So he said, if they sin against you, now that's what we did. We sinned against God. Let's show them what sin is real quick.
Bring it out.
Dude, let me ask you, what is sin according to the Bible? Now it's okay if you don't know, because we're going to show you. Because at one point in time, I didn't know, he didn't know, he didn't know. All right, let's get it.
1 John chapter 3 verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is the breaking of God's law. So let me show you a sin real quick. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Let me show you something real quick. Let me see if you're going to actually do it. Because when you hear something, right, your mama tell you to do something, what you supposed to do? You're supposed to do it. Obey the commandment, right? Let's see. Read on.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So he said the head of every man is who? Christ. Come on.
And the head of the woman is the man.
The head of the woman is the man.
And the head of Christ is God.
Now the head of Christ is who? Okay, I'm making sure you're listening, right? Come on.
Every man praying or prophesying.
Now you are a man, right? Come on.
Having his head covered.
Now he said every man doing what?
Praying or prophesying.
Say praying. When you send up prayers to the Most High, right? Now, or are you prophecy, or you hear the Bible coming out? You're reading you reading about the prophets, or you hear it coming out, right? Read.
Having his head covered, dishonored his head.
So you have your head covered right now, right? So what must you do to get back right with God? What you got to do?
Uncover my head.
What you gonna do? So all praises to the Most High. All praise. Hold on. Give me James chapter. Give me James. Hold it. What you about to give me James chapter 1 and what's that? 22. 1 and 22.
Bring it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is what you just did right here. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, Christ had the same hair that's on your head right now. Christ, your people that went through this that looks exactly like you. Right? Read that.
James chapter 1 verse 22.
Come on.
Chapter 1 verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only.
So you see that? You weren't just a doer of the word, or I mean just a hearer of the word, but you was a doer. Because you heard it, then you applied it. Right. So that's what God was telling his chosen people. Go back to Deuteronomy real quick. No, what you had? You thought you was going something. What you had?
The Luke about an angel rejoicing.
Oh yes, sir. Get that. All praises. So, what I was going to say. Oh yeah. So that's what our people went through, because they didn't want to listen to God. When God told them to do something, they didn't want to do it. Some of our people they disagree with that, just like today. You wonder why we're in the conditions that we're in. This is why, and I'm going more into the curses. Read that.
Luke chapter 15 verse 10. Likewise I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner that repenteth.
So over one sinner that repented. Because you heard the word, and guess what? You did it. You applied it. So guess what? There's more commandments that you must know according to the Bible that you must apply. For like, for instance, what's today? Yes, sir. Saturday, right? Now, according to God, according to the Bible, what is today?
Bring it out.
Let's bring it out for you. It's all right. I'm going to bring it out. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
So God said, remember the Sabbath day. Why did somebody have to say remember? If somebody tell you remember something, they tell you, well, why did they have to tell you remember? Because you may what? You may forget. Well, guess what? The children of Israel, we forget our custom. We forgot this manner. All right, give me hold it. No, read on.
To keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Now, jump back up, said the 7th day. So now I know I just let them read, and I'm gonna let them reread it so I can break it down for you, right?
Verse 10, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
I'm sorry, jump up to where it says 6 days.
Verse 9, 6 days shalt thou labor.
He said 6 days. Now the beginning of the week is what? What's the beginning of the week? Monday. The Sunday. There you go, sis. Now the last day of the week is what? You said first day of the week is Sunday, right, sis? What's the last day of the week?
Now, talk to the brother, man. Talk to the brother.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. First day of the week is what? Sunday, right? So 6 days shall you labor. So the 6th day is what? No, it's not. No, count down. Sunday, Monday, keep going, is what? No.
Friday.
You guessing. I need you to know. So, count if you have to, hey, count on your fingers. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Alright? So, 6 days shall you labor, read.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the 7th day is what? What day is it? You gotta listen. Alright? The 7th day is what?
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
It's the Sabbath day. So guess what? We forget our custom because remember, this was beaten into us to where now we forget who we are. We forget our customs. Guess what? This custom is the feast day. And there's things we have to do on the feast days. For instance, in America, right? We celebrate Christmas, right? What day does Christmas fall on? Of what? December. We remember that, right? Remember the custom. What do we give? What's the custom that we do for Christmas? We give gifts. Now, what do we do for the Saturday? You don't know, right? You see that? Because God, we forget. Now, God is telling you, remember. So I'm about to go and show you what is some custom that we did on the Sabbath day. Now, let's read on. No, read down.
In it, thou shalt not do any work.
So guess what? God said don't work. Some days you have to apply for that day off, request that day off for work. But God is commanding you, no, you're not supposed to be working at all. That's rest for you. That's a break for you because you don't work all week. Now God is giving you the day off. That's a commandment. He said you have that rest day off. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So guess what? During this time, we had our own because we was a chosen people. We was a blessed people. So we had our own land, our own business, and guess what? God said, commanded us that we do not do any work. People that's working for us, we don't do no work. Even the animals get a day off.
Right.
So God is telling us to do the same thing. Another custom, give me Exodus chapter 35 and verse 3. This is another custom that we did on the Sabbath day. Now, sis, so far, do you agree with the Bible bringing up? You don't know? You agree? Okay. Let's read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever do work. Verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day.
So God said on the Sabbath day, He said you should do what? Let me see, you wasn't listening. All right, come on, read again.
The book of Exodus, 35, verse 3.
Come on.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day.
So on the Sabbath day, what you were supposed not to do? What were you supposed to do? He said, kindle no what?
No work.
No what? No work. He said, no what?
No fire.
No fire.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.